Hello and welcome to Let's Fish New Jersey. This is a quick introduction episode to give you an idea what this channel is going to be all about. I'm Jim Reed and I was born in the small town of Waynesboro, Virginia, but I've spent the last 35 years living here in the Garden State. I've been fishing since I was about 5 years old. Most of my earlier fishing was with night crawlers for sunny or for perch. Since then, over the last 40 years, there's really not a generic type of freshwater or saltwater fish that can be found on the East Coast that I haven't caught, at least once. Well, you could put tuna and salmon on that list. I've never caught one of those. I've been out on boats, bass fishing and crappie fishing. I've been out on charters for everything such as sea bass to fluke to blues. I did catch my first straight bass last year. That's the picture of the one that you see on the intro there. But I really haven't done a whole lot of fishing in New Jersey. I've sporadically went here or there with different friends, and maybe I've went back to those spots a couple of times or two, but New Jersey has thousands of fishing spots, thousands of freshwater lakes and ponds, and hundreds of miles of shoreline. You're either at most 1 hour from the ocean or 1 hour from the Delaware River. Well, recently, with having a lot of extra time in many of our lives due to the COVID-19 lockdown, it has actually helped me have more time to rekindle my love of fishing. But where do you go? You can Google map and see all the different bodies of water and maybe where they're located, but you really have no idea the type of location that they're in, or even if you use a satellite image. There are a bunch of different apps out there that are great. I haven't used too many, so I can't comment, on which of those are the absolute best. There's a bunch of information about these locations that you may need to know, where you might have to search 2 or 3 apps or go to a couple of different websites. So that means there's a lot of information that I value, that I think is important when learning a spot for the first time, that really isn't out there easily to be found, or at all. A couple of prime examples. How many access points does the location have, and how do you get to them? What are the banks like? Where do you park? And how far is the location from where you park? Also, many times it's hard to know if the location that you found on a map or an app or a website is private or not. A lot of these apps and websites, they let you upload pictures of the fish that you've caught at that location. But there's still a lot of these locations that, because they're private or they're somewhere that I just don't have access to, maybe behind houses or in a development that I can't get to. Maybe it's a pond or a branch of the river I don't have access to. So those questions and more are what I am looking to answer as I take you along with me as I try these locations out for the very first time. Things of note is that I don't have a boat or a kayak. So I'll be out scouting these locations, mainly looking for easy access for bank or shore fishing. Of course, I plan on giving you guys the info if I do see that these places have dock ramps or boat-to-water access points, or even if I see people on boats and kayaks already in these waters when I get there. If you're watching this and it's early on in the channel, know that I aim to continually improve my process and my recordings and get better at that. So just as I'm new to fishing these locations, I'm also new to YouTube content and creating. Another thing of note is that I live in central New Jersey, so I can pretty much travel about 2.5 hours, and I can be in the most northwest part of the state, or I can travel 2.5 hours and I can be in the most southeast part of the state. Since I'm starting off this journey so fresh with my knowledge, or at least I should say knowledge of these locations, I'll be staying mainly like 1 hour from central New Jersey to begin with. Again though, that's just early plans for the channel. So what can you do? Well, subscribe for 1, make sure that notification bell is on for 2, 3, drop a like on every video that you watch, including this one, and 4, comment. Let me know locations that you would like me to check out, whether it's a place that you've been to that you'd like to get my take on that location, or it's somewhere you've never been to and you'd like to see if I could get to it and scout it out and give you guys some more information about that spot. Let me know if there's certain things that you guys would like to know about these spots that I might be missing on. This is a great video for you to comment on and let me know what things that you guys really specifically would like to know about these locations that I'm going to, or things you look for or need to know about locations that you would be going to. And comment and give me some tips on how to fish. I am far from a good fisherman, and my knowledge on what to use to fish for what and how to fish certain types of water is still very minimal. So then you guys can help me learn things while I help you guys learn things. That sounded pretty cheesy. But I could have said something like, I'd rather be fishing. It's all about that bass. Gotta hook 'em to cook 'em. Eat, sleep, fish. A bad day of fishing is still better than a good day at work. Fishing. A jerk on one end, waiting for a jerk on the other. I only fish on days that end in a Y. We're gonna need a bigger boat! Okay, but in all seriousness, let's just keep it simple. Let's fish!